Hi, this is Mike Easley, the CEO of Powder River Energy Corporation, and this is an open letter to the Precourt membership and our friends. Over my 37-year career in the electric co-op industry, I've experienced firsthand some great and some not so great times. These not so great experiences include things like the Exxon Valdez oil spill, 9/11, and avalanches and storm events of epic proportions. All these events and many more have one thing in common for me. They've created a before and an after shift in the way I looked at the world. What we have all experienced in the past 2 weeks is most definitely one of those before and after events. The COVID-19 situation has and will change everything. Our ability to come together through horrible events like these is much more connected to how we choose to see our future. Whether you think the future is bright or whether you think the future is dismal, you'll be right. Our present thoughts and mindset have a significant impact on the future each one of us gets to experience and live. If you don't mind, I'd like to invite you to travel with me to a point in time just a month or so in our future, let's say mid-April 2020. And then there, join me in looking back from that point as we think about what happened over the next month. Looking back over the past month since Governor Gordon declared a state of emergency for Wyoming and issued a closure of our public spaces, it's really heartening to see how our communities have pulled together. Everyone assumed it would be the beginning of the end of many small businesses, but somehow the people of Wyoming realized how important it was to help each other out. Service businesses banded together to meet the needs of the communities, while people went out of their way to help these small businesses. Ordering takeout, shopping local became a way that we could help our neighbors. You would have thought the shelter in place order would have created complete mayhem, but it actually brought communities closer together. There have been so many people working from home while at the same time taking care of kids that Take Your Kid to Work Day took on an entirely new meaning. People that could work from home needed some extra help, and many people that were stuck at home and could not work figured out some way to help those people that needed the help. When more people started getting sick and entire families were quarantined, people expected isolation and fear. Instead of fear ruling the day, compassion and concern ruled the day. There were so many stories of groceries and other foodstuffs just showing up on people's doorsteps. There were some tough times as first responders like fire and police, EMS, medical folks, utilities, and public services responded to the needs of their communities, sometimes even when they were tired and ill themselves. People received the help with a renewed gratitude and caring for each other. It was amazing to see how government at all levels began to serve, truly serve the people that voted them into their respective offices. People saw their hard work and dedication as true service to the common good. One casualty of COVID-19 was the bitter partisan politics that had infected our system. It's hard to hate when you're close. Amazingly, though, our social distancing didn't make us farther apart, it drew us closer. Although the illness and loss of some friends and family continued, somehow the pain of that loss became a shared loss. Grief somehow became a load that people learned how to share in a way like never before. Compassion, empathy, and grace changed from words to deeds over the course of the past month. Before COVID-19, our world was very different. So many people assumed that we would let fear and scarcity make our after COVID-19 a dystopian nightmare. We saw that fear. We let it wash over us, but we refused to let it sink in. Instead, we all dug deep. We realized that we're not alone. We have a long way to go, but the future we want to live is the one we choose to make. We leaned on each other, and instead of growing apart, we grew together. Now, I know this is all sort of a fantasy trip into the future and a look at the back to see what happened over our next month. I would just like to remind you that the future that we're going to live is the one that we create by how we approach the problems and challenges ahead of us. I just urge you to think about this, share it with a friend, and let's think positive in the days to come. Thanks, and have a great day.